Thanks for still being here. My case: public funds, private access. At the heart of the University of Lagos, one of Nigeria's foremost public universities, stands a contradiction. A hostel built with public funds, named after a politician, operated like a private enterprise. This is the story of Gbajabiamila Hall and the troubling questions it raises about ownership, access, and accountability in Nigeria's public institutions. The Gbajabiamila Hall of Residence was conceived as a solution. With a student population exceeding 50,000 and fewer than 8,000 available bed spaces, UNILAG has long struggled with a severe accommodation deficit. In response, a 484-bed hostel was approved in 2020 under Nigeria's Zonal Intervention Project ZIP, a federal budget mechanism funded by taxpayers. The project cost approximately 1.6 billion naira. Though widely described as a donation facilitated by Femi Gbajabiamila, ZIP projects are not personal gifts. They're public expenditures nominated by lawmakers or funded by the state. Legally and financially, this hostel belongs to Nigerians. Despite being publicly funded, the hostel carries the name of a single political figure. Experts argue that naming publicly funded projects after politicians creates a false perception of ownership, blurring the line between public service and personal legacy. For many students, the branding shaped expectations. Some believed the facility was privately funded and therefore justified its high costs. But that belief collapses under scrutiny. This is not private infrastructure, it is a taxpayer-funded intervention. But if the intention was relief, the outcome tells a different story. Investigations show that accommodation in Gbajabiamila Hall is priced at 950,000 naira per session for single rooms, 710,000 per student in shared rooms, that's a room of 4. These rates are comparable to private hostels within and around the university. By contrast, older university-managed hostels cost approximately 80,000 naira per session. A publicly funded hostel is operating on a commercial pricing model, not subsidized, accessible, nor meaningfully different from private alternatives. At full occupancy, the hostel could generate an estimated 300 million naira annually. Yet, additional federal funds have been allocated for its maintenance, even after completion. Built with public funds, maintained with public funds, but priced like a private investment for students, the consequences are immediate. Many already pay more for accommodation than for tuition, sometimes 3 times as much. A facility intended to ease this burden instead reinforces it. Those who can afford it gain access to comfort. Those who cannot are pushed into overcrowded private hostels, long commutes, or informal arrangements like squatting. Premium access for a few, precarity for the majority. University authorities argue, however, that pricing reflects maintenance costs, utilities, and the quality of facilities. This is not entirely unreasonable, but it raises a deeper policy tension. Where is the line between sustainability and commercialization? Public infrastructure, especially in education, is traditionally designed to expand access, not restrict it. When pricing mirrors the private market, that foundational purpose is weakened. Gbajabiamila Hall is not an isolated case. It reflects a broader trend in Nigeria. Public projects framed as political benevolence, state-funded infrastructure, personalized through naming, social goods gradually repositioned as commercial assets. The danger is not just in the pricing, it is in the precedent. Here's my verdict. The Gbajabiamila Hall controversy forces a fundamental question: who truly owns public projects in Nigeria? If taxpayers fund them, but politicians brand them, and institutions price them beyond reach, then ownership becomes ambiguous, and accountability becomes elusive. Until that ambiguity is resolved, the line between public service and private benefits will remain blurred, and the people these projects were meant to serve will continue to stand on the outside looking in. Let's all register on citizenmonitors.com to digitally secure our polling units and ensure credible elections that produce the right politicians that will serve Nigeria. Definitely, Nigeria must succeed.